Hey guys, this is Twan with Eastside Blue TCG. I'm here with Dewey, who placed 9th at yesterday's Bainbridge Regional with Elfnote Power Patron. Dewey, tell us all about it.
Hey everyone, so yesterday I played Elfnote Power Patrons. The whole deck concept is around design going first. You set up a lot of negates and hand loop. Going second wise, it's not as strong, but today's deck list will cover some of the weaknesses that I found out during the format and how we can address that issue going second with some of the non-engine along with some maybe playstyles.
And before we get started, any shoutouts?
So first shout out to Ton for giving me a bajillion years of KT practice.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Number two, Chris for driving us there, being a really nice chill homie. And then all the other practices and matchups from my our other friends in the team. Shout out to the KT practice besides Tone, Andreas. Wolite matchups, Kevin Gao, or number 16 at Nats, Satya, and Mason. Shout outs to, that's pretty much everyone that I've kind of worked with closely to practice. Oh, and of course our bandit matchups. I can't forget about Dirk, my boy, helping me last minute as well. And on top of that, anyone else who I forgot to mention that have given me games prior to this regionals. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the main deck. So we have 3 Regina, amazing starter / extender. Can also, if needed, play onto your opponent's turn for game 3 if you really need to help push with the hand traps that you have to force them on the half boards that you can break. Also kind of helps you set up like black rows in rotation just to try to break the board even more. We have Tina, amazing 1-card combo this format, I believe. She helps you play around a lot of hand traps and can help you get up to the clear wing line immediately. And paired with the Power Patron cards, she can easily set up the entire board. 3 Lucinia, she's one of the older starters, but she's also still really good. Same reasoning with Tina, her plus any Power Patron card, GG easy. 3 Peacocks, originally decks before the Bainbridge ran 2, which was fine, but playing the deck a bit more, you just need 3 to help you push for grind games and combo. You always want to keep a Peacock in your main deck just for the grind games, and sometimes you just really need to search it or special it from the deck. 1 Fortuna, because she's a brick, she's really there just to set up the trap and the gates. 1 Welcome Home, and then 1 Lasodia. Alright, so this is the main deck for the Elfnote names. So put this to the side. We have 1 Medius. He's kind of weird normal summoning without any of the setup from the Elfnote names first. So I played him at 1 of just so you can search it. Vidolium, very good extender. If worst case, very good 1-card starter. He can pop himself to search the Power Patron Terminus card. And if you have him in hand, you can also use him to revive the Peacock during specific scenarios that you need to just keep extended. 1 Junado, he doesn't really start your combo, but he's really good to kind of help the grind game, or if you know you can FTK, he can just get you 2 more draws to do your hand trap to secure the win. 2 Terminus. So originally I wanted to play 3, but for this deck list, I kind of want to be more defensive from the hand traps in non-engine. So I mostly use this as an extender rather than a 1-card combo because it plays into too many hand traps at the moment. And so just playing that 2 felt pretty nice for this Bainbridge. So that's our Power Patron lineup. Next is the hand traps. 3 Fua, which is standard. Everyone's on Rolla, everyone's on KT. This forces them to some kind of half board, at least they can't bridge as hard. 3 Ash for the Charmies. That's really it. 3 Harmonious. Pretty good this format. You really need to force people off of bodies early, otherwise they just bridge or get into their powerful negates that secures the board. 2 Joel. I would play this at 3 if we could, but this is a good card for this format. Will I switches too much? This even punishes some bad KT players, and of course Striker as well. 2 Nibiru. Shout out to Yi for convincing me to play this. This during the format or during the regionals checked a lot of boards. Whenever KT hand looped, or not hand looped, hand checked, it forces a lot of them that they're not used to playing around nibs, like comboing weirdly. And a lot of times when they combo weirdly, they set up like a kind of a weird board where you can easily push depending on what hand you have. 2 Bell. This is a pretty good card too. You can check remix of this, you can check invocation of this. And it's just a nice card to have to help push with in grind games or their combos. 1 Bistro Magnamut. This came up once to kind of help scramble my hand after they top decked me. This also helps you immediately check the board with Black Rose Dragon. The idea of this deck is you want 1 level 6 and Peacock immediately to try to force boards, backed up with the hand traps that force them to half boards. And then one call by, one talents. Call by for going first. Talents can kind of do the same. Talents was great. It helped me push a lot of boards going game 2, game 3. You just take one of the monsters and it forces them to use the interaction early, and that's how you break the boards.
Can you talk about the time? I think this was one of the KT players, like round 5, where you took their own Zaylan.
Yeah, so Zaylan was specifically saying that only you can activate this card once per turn. So I think the ruling at that time that I could take this Zaylan after they used the negate to kind of help push into the board, because they're on back-to-back Zaylan and I believe Remix. And so the second they activated a monster effect in response to me trying to like force like a monster interaction, I was able to just take the Zaylan to kind of help check their Remix in order to push the board, right? Because back-to-back level modulation doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing to you. It actually helps you out more than you think. As long as you don't activate monsters after you secure the Zaylan, you can just go to, let's see here. You can just grab a level 6 name, Peacock, and since the level modulated, you can instantly just go to Pep and try to start forcing things. I almost won that game, or not won that game, but I almost got into a good position where I can outguard my opponent because I forced him to use KTS twice the turn before. If he didn't have Droll, I would have been able to switch off the Pep and kept pushing my board into a winning game state. Because all he would have left is a dead Zaylan, Remix been used, Clip was like forced early, I forgot what I did, and back-to-back was just by herself, and I didn't need to use a monster effect at that point, I just beat over it.
Yeah, I also would say, I think looking at your round 7, game 2, there was this position where you, the level modulation that we talked about, the RS level modulation actually worked in your favor because you normal summoned Ash, went into a Chaos Angel, and that took care of the Zaylan check, which still didn't win you in that position, but I was like very impressed. I was like, oh wait, you're using the level modulation to your advantage.
Yes.
All right.
So yeah, a lot of this deck is from revolving around single place, of course. You have main deck one of the Strelitzia, Omega, God card for going first, clearing, God card going first, and second. Don Dragster, pretty good, helps check a lot of the spell cards, spell decks like, Striker, Wolad, of course. Pep, very good into KT. Level modulation helps you make the guy. Stardust Excel for the half-woods, or if you want to do a different line to play through your matchup. Stardust Excel's target. TG, I didn't make him as much as I wanted. Actually, I didn't make him at all. Every round, I've been at least drolled once, and it felt like 2/3 of my rounds I got drolled. But when they drolled me, I set up my board for the most part. I just kind of let them hand loop themselves. Black Rose, pushing second. Panic Button Ronaldo, I never had to make him. Harmonia targets Wind Pegasus to check for destruction, help you shuffle back a monster and help push you for games. Malong, help you force out bodies early so that you can force them on half-wards quicker. Croc, he was pretty good in a lot of situations, especially with some of the level modulation. Sometimes you just need to like slap him on the floor or on the board, get the draw out, and hopefully draw into a starter and start forcing trades. His pop came up to force out the back row so that I can secure some more place going second. Fortuna, sorry, not Fortuna, June Pride, insane card. There were some lines where I've been hand trapped to where I couldn't fully make a full board, but I can still like force out a early interaction along with hand looping them extra with a different line. Chaos Angel, MVP, made the board super hard to break. Sometimes just passing on 2 negates him and like 2 hand traps and the trap card, they just couldn't out anything. For the side deck, 3 Purulia, very good this format. I love Wolad summons from hand, I love KT, can normal summon with the 3 times. If you can force them off of normal summoning 3 times, they really can make a bigger board. 2 Santa Claus, this came up against Striker. I 2'd up my Striker opponent. I think game 1 he kind of messed up sitting in his back row, so I was able to push through it with a going first hand. Second game he set up and I just threw a Santa Claus on him and just started playing solitary because he couldn't activate anything. Shout out to you for this idea. Ghost Oku on the side. I didn't really have to side her in as much. She didn't feel that strong in the current format. There's the argument for like Wolad and their traps, but mostly they use Griffo and it's like immediately, so you can't even respond with Ghost Ogre half the time. The Solemn cards for going first. I'll play Judgment, the Saki one-up, Anti-Spell, and Solemn Warning. This was just easier for me to work with because I didn't have to overthink. I just set it and just flip it when they make a synchro monster. 3 Evenlies, mostly for random Vogue decks that I can just chuck this at and push through the board. And then the one-up Harpies.
Any changes you would make moving forward?
The changes would be format dependent, of course, and also the scale of the tournaments. For regionals like Bainbridge, I think this is fine, but for like bigger events like YCS, I would reconsider the evenly, because I feel like this isn't doing enough for players that just know how to play the game very well. Maybe for more of Elfnotes, you would want to see more hand traps, so this might be something else in the future.
Any final shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to Dabbers. Thank you so much for them for helping us getting there and helping being able to playtest, foster a community where everyone can come by, play, and giving out really strong pricing so that everyone else has a goal to achieve.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dewey. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.